Hey everyone, this is Dr. Sandy with another exciting video for you and your family and friends, and today we are talking about posture. Posture is something that is critical for good health, and we're going to get into it. If you're watching for the first time, my name is Dr. Sandy. I've been practicing chiropractic over 20 years, and if you've been watching my videos for some time, welcome back. I do appreciate it, and let's get into it. So posture, we all know, maybe our parents told us, hey, stand up straight, and we are thinking on one level where it looks better, it's a sign of confidence, and I agree with that. But if you actually look at the research as well, posture is critical for good health. So maybe you're eating good food and maybe you're exercising. I would please ask you, focus on your posture. Make time for your posture. Make it part of your system, what you do throughout the day. Especially, I wanted to make this video because we live in a time where tons of young people, older people, everyone of all ages are on their phone all day. They're on their computer all day. And we have to protect our health. Because you know what I love about the chiropractic message? It's all about living natural, doing things that are natural and conservative to optimize function. We want to live the best life possible. Who wants to go through life and say, oh, I lived through life, but I was always in pain, I was always tired, I wasn't feeling as good as I could? How can you do good at your job? How can you be good with your family? You can't. So let's talk about posture. Let's do things naturally to help our body that we know we should be doing so we can have the best life possible. So let's talk about the why. Why is posture so critical? So what we know in the research is that if we have good posture, it is good for brain health. Why? The nerve flow, circulation, the blood flow, it is optimized to the brain. And if it's going to the brain, that means better focus, memory, better mood. It means you're just functioning at a much higher level, less brain fog. The brain is just getting the nourishment it needs, opposed to someone who has bad posture, circulation, nerve flow, all getting compromised. Obviously, the brain can't work at that level. And I like to look at the human body and systems meaning let's just make it better. Now, obviously, if there's more circulation going to the brain, more nerve flow, I think we can all agree that that's just going to be a good thing. For someone, it may help them 30-40%, maybe someone 60%, but I think we can all agree that if someone has good posture and it's going to the brain, that's a good thing. So I'm really into function. Let's optimize that function. So we know it's going to be good for the brain. The other thing is if you have good posture, it's going to help your lung capacity. The lungs are going to be obviously open. We can breathe properly. What does more oxygen mean? It means more energy. And I don't know about you, a ton of people out there are just tired and they might be looking to certain beverages and the coffees and teas, and they're looking for something to get energy in. I would suggest obviously working on your posture, being aware of it, and why not increase our energy, getting more efficient oxygen into the body's working well, and you have more energy. I think we can all agree in the busy times we live in, having more energy is a good thing. The other thing that we also know in the research, having good posture is actually good for digestion. Less issues of heartburn or other digestive problems because everything's working the way it should. There's no stress on those organs. The other thing, of course, as well, is if we have good posture, it's good for the muscle groups. Imagine someone is standing like this for years and years and years. So you're going to have imbalances. Obviously, it can lead to pain, inflammation, and things like that. So if they're balanced, it's obviously going to be better. Imagine someone's like this and they're going to the gym. So they eat good food. They're going to the gym. They're doing weight training. It's imbalanced. It's not good. And that can not only affect muscle groups, that imbalance can also cause wear and tear on the joints, on the bones themselves. And these are things that, again, we always want to make things better naturally in a conservative fashion. And then if someone waits their whole life and then they're much older and they're like, yeah, I need to take care of my posture, they'll get some benefits, but I would suggest the younger the better. Let's teach especially students, people who are studying. Younger people need to know about this. If you're an adult, let's not wait till it's so bad and then it's kind of not much we can do. Let's be proactive. Let's take care of the posture. And now let's get into some exact things we can actually do to help our posture. So number one, everyone's on their computer, everyone's on their phone. Be mindful. If you're going to use it, obviously we're all going to use technology, but just try to keep it at a proper height. The biggest thing I would say is that you want to take breaks. You want to take breaks. So if you have a job where you're seated, look into a stand-up desk. But even before that, honestly, man, just every 30 minutes, every 60 minutes, whatever you can, take breaks. And then you want to do the opposite of what the body's been doing. So if you've been hunched over all day, you want to obviously extend. We want to go backwards, right? And if we really want to help that system, what I would suggest is that you want to work actually with the shoulders, which connect to the chest. But if you could find a doorway and literally put your hands through the doorway and just gently push through, you'll feel the chest expand. Even if you could have a wall and you have your hand against that wall, and then you're just kind of pushing through. So if there's a wall right here, I'm going to take a contact here and just kind of push through. But I'm going to do exercises that push the shoulders back. You can also get, a towel, you can get a broom and just kind of use that in the back to pull it. You're just, again, you're trying to do things to make these shoulders come back, because most of the day it's been there, but if the shoulders go back, the whole body will kind of follow that. And again, having that backward movement. So just being mindful, because again, we live in these times where so many people are on their computer taking breaks, and then, if you are on the computer, like if you have to do your work, I get it. But if you're just kind of like scrolling and stuff, take a break, get outside, get some fresh air. The good weather's finally coming. As I film this, we're starting to get into spring. But I would say take breaks. And then even when you go to the gym, if you do like to exercise, do exercises that are targeting this group, exercises where maybe if you use a machine system, where you're grabbing it and you're pulling and you're kind of rotating away from that. So be mindful that, okay, my body's been this way, I'm going to try to do exercises where I go in the complete opposite direction. And like I said, it's not even anything fancy. You can literally use your own body. We're just going to go backwards, looking back as much as possible, using the wall, and then even using maybe a resistance band and just pulling on those different groups if you want to do something a little more advanced. Just being mindful of that. So I hope this helped, that why posture is critical, things we can do to take care of it. Always be aware that, there's so much you can do for the human body to take care of it. There's so many things we can do for posture. And when we take responsibility for our body, great things happen. And I want the best for you and your family. So if you have any questions whatsoever, call, text us, 905-896-3393. If you want more information, go to gopowerflow.com. We're here for you if you have questions. If you want to book a spinal checkup, if you're like, I just want to get healthy, I know my spine is very important, but I want to make it stronger and better, we're here to serve you. We start with a checkup, but just give us a call. Questions, you want to book a checkup, 905-896-3393. Our website, gopowerflow.com. My name's Dr. Sandy. Take care of your health. Get passionate about your health. You'll be so glad that you did. Your health should always be a huge priority because it's the foundation for everything. So God bless you. I'll see you again next week.